What is going on, everybody? My name is Japes and welcome to another episode in my career mode series. This time we are headed over to Colombia for the World Championship qualifiers to take on Ecuador. And I'm not gonna lie, these World Championship or World Cup, if you will, can't say that because FIFA I don't think has the license. So they're the World Championships. They're kind of annoying. I'd almost just prefer sticking to Blackpool, focusing on Blackpool. There's only one real team that I think I might like to take over eventually, and that is probably the good old US of A. It's one of those things, everybody, when it comes to world competition, you want to be supporting your country. It is what it is, but right now, Jürgen has the job, the German, and he's doing a fine job with it for the US national team. Ecuador, though, and that's our first chance of the match. Little cheeky chipped effort just over the bar. The ensuing corner, however, will lead to a chance. Freddie Guarin to take the corner, knocks it in, and that is a nice header down from Zapata, and this got me thinking about Blackpool, and I said, you know, if I had bigger defenders, maybe I don't need all the pace that I have in the back. Maybe I just need bigger defenders, and then I can have the opportunity to score some from headers. I feel like Barcelona sometimes, you know, I have one player that can score on corners, and if that player is not up in the box, then frankly I should just take a short corner and work it around for a shot. And so I think I might have to take that wisdom and start doing it. But Mr. Rodriguez causing all sorts of problems for Ecuador. You saw one go off the post not too long before that. Falcao steps inside on his left foot and rifles a shot off the post again, but this one is going to be cleared out by Ecuador, and they are hanging around. You can see this is the kind of game where you can get yourself into a little bit of trouble. It was actually kind of cool using Colombia, though. Right after the transfer window, I thought, you know, I could actually see myself maybe trying to pick up a few of these players, like this guy, Victor Ibarbo. Lovely finish there. He can play center forward. He can play on the wing. He can play in the midfield. He's an all-around good player to get my little paws on, so he might be a one to think about for the future. On the topic of that, speaking for the future, a lot of you guys said, Japes, you really should think about getting some defensive players. You buy a lot of attacking players, and I know I just can't help myself. It's one of those things. I just want to try out all these different attackers, bring in all the young talent. I do know that they sell on for a lot in the future, so if you kind of hoard attacking talent, I'll be able to sell a lot of those players on and make a pretty penny. I'm maybe a selling club. You remember way back in the beginning of this, the first episode was titled, It's a Business. And to me, I try to treat manager mode somewhat realistically. Obviously, I bring in players that Blackpool at the time probably would never have been able to get, but I was able to get my paws on them, and it still is a business. And I want to make the club some money. I want to be, you know, offered jobs. Not that I'll necessarily take them if they do come in, but I want to be offered jobs. You know, I'm dedicated right now to taking Blackpool to the top, and I suppose winning the World Championships with Colombia, as difficult as it may be, this match is up against Peru, though, and for the first two matches in World Cup qualifiers, Peru and Ecuador should be extremely winnable matches. We already took down Ecuador, and Peru should be the same thing unless Jefferson Farfan, the Schalke man, can come up with some form of brilliance. We should be able to take this one. Muriel, nice little turn, managed to keep possession of it inside to Rodriguez again. He's turned out to be a lovely little playmaker and might be one to take a look at for the future as well. Outside, this time we're playing Jackson Martinez. Jackson inside to Victor Ibarbo. Turns onto his left foot and a shot. Lovely save from, I believe it's Reveredo, the Peruvian goalkeeper. But it is out indeed for a corner, or no, not out for a corner kick, but a goal kick, or maybe a corner kick, but nothing came of it, so it didn't matter. Falcao turns inside, last-ditch defending from Vargas, and the score is staying level. And now we're at halftime. Peru with a chance. Carrillo forward, manages to go right past my player, and a shot. Lovely sliding tackle to block the attempt on goal. Now we're 45th minute, another chance from a corner kick. These are the ones where it gets a little bit dicey. Free header, though, blocked in the box by Zapata. Open, you know, managed to keep it, though. Didn't realize what was going on there. Sanchez, little bit lucky. I thought the keeper would just run out and pick it up. He did not. So now we're post halftime, and it's still Peru on the attack. They have proved to be quite a difficult opposition. I was somewhat shocked, and I thought, you know, maybe I need to send a scout out to Peru. You know, maybe things are changing around. Just kind of like Chile has a bunch of wonderful young players, and I might have to send a scout down to South America to take a look and see if there's anybody there that might be able to help my club out. And Terrible defensive header, though. Try to head it to my own guy. Back into the middle, and a shot again blocked by Zapata. He has been exceptionally good for us in the back. Now with AC Milan, he would not be a cheap player to get, but he might be worth it. So I'm kind of treating these World Championship qualifiers as an opportunity to look at players that I might want to bring into the club at Blackpool. Lovely pass there, though, and Falcao can do nothing more than brush it wide. Gave the guys a little bit of a speech. 61st minute, said, you know what? After this attempt that Peru got, we got lucky, guys. It's time to turn it up, or we're going to drop points here. We cannot be dropping points if we want to be heading to the World Cup. Oh, World Championship. Pardon for that. And Ibarba took it to heart to Falcao. Falcao turns inside top net, the best net. 73rd minute. And that is exactly what we were looking for. Have the floodgates finally opened, or is it time to just batten down the hatches and prevent Peru from doing anything? You know, I thought, I'll take 1-0. I'm okay with that. I just want 3 points out of this match. That's what we came in looking for, and that's what we need to do. But Peru, terribly sloppy, and a giveaway right there. Rodriguez out to Muriel. We're playing Muriel on the wing. He's more naturally an inside striker, and he's actually quite good too. Could be an interesting one, but what a turn from Radamel Falcao. El Tigre, 76th minute, absolutely destroys the defense for a second time, and that is 2-0. Look at that for a turn. Absolutely world class. And at 2-0, there would be no coming back for Peru. They will, however, maybe get a little bit more of a chance. Some fancy passing, a little bit of backheel action, but they're going to lose it yet again. And Muriel is free and clear on the counter. Peru had sent guys forward. It was never going to work out. Muriel on his left. Nice and easy. 3-0 now. This ended up being a crushing victory for us. We ended up walking away nice and easy. 3-0 at that. So now we've got 2 of the Pesky internationals out of the way for this international break. We can focus back again on Blackpool and trying to, you know, make our way and, you know, create a path for us to stay in the Premier League and maybe even do a little bit better. Love to finish mid-table. That would be fantastic. Got a player injured. Falcao pulled calf, out for 2 weeks. No big deal. We won't have another international qualifier for a while, so I apologize, Atletico, but that's your problem. Now, anyways, we'll be playing Arsenal in the next episode. Want to thank you guys for your support. Thank you all for watching. If you did enjoy, a like or thumbs up is always greatly appreciated. Other than that, my name is Japes, and I will catch you all next time.